We got one thing to talk about here off the top before we get into the main topics. And the thing we're going to talk about here off the top is this. It, Chapter 2, coming out pretty soon. A lot of people very excited. The reviews for it have been good. They haven't been as great as maybe we were hoping, but they've been good. They've been solid. Very good reviews. I'm excited to see it. That first one was such a pleasant surprise. It just blew away all my expectations, and I really, really enjoyed it. I cannot wait to see this one. Now, what's interesting is, the other day, somebody wrote in and asked, if It Chapter 2 does really, really well, do you think they'll do it at Chapter 3? And I said, you know what? Nah. I think the way the story is structured, there's a lot of background and the clown's been around for a long time, but the way the story's structured, I think they're just going to, quit while they're ahead, do the 2 and be done with it. I don't expect we're going to see 3. Well, most people agreed with me, but one, I guess, sort of important person didn't agree with me, and that is the director of it, and that's Andy Muschietti. He was asked about that, and he said the following regarding the possibility of doing a third It film. He said this: there is a whole mythology to the book, though, and he's true. There is a whole mythology to the book. Mythology is something that always has opportunities to explore. It, aka Pennywise, has been on Earth for millions of years. He's been in contact with humans for hundreds of years, every 27 years. So you can imagine the amount of material. It's always exciting to think of eventually exploring this mythology. Now, should be pointed out, this isn't Andy Muschietti saying we're going to do an It Chapter 3. This thing is going to make a lot of money, no doubt. Whether it'll join the $1 billion club, we'll have to wait and see. I'm starting to doubt it'll join the $1 billion club, but it may. It still might on that level. While I agree that there are opportunities here to tell more stories, I just feel like, what do you do with Pennywise that you ain't already doing? Like, what new ground is there? You can explore a different setting, a different time period, but at the end of the day, it's just the same character who I believe right now, at any rate, the appropriate portion size is 2 movies. So I don't know if I'm down with this regardless. Look, this movie comes out, makes $1.5 billion. It's a no-brainer. They're going to do it, but I don't think that's going to happen. And in the absence of that level of success, I don't know if it's such a good idea. It might be just going back to the well one too many times. Chris, being familiar with the It films and stuff like that, do you think a third one is something they should seriously be considering? Again, in the absence of like a $1.5 billion at the box office.
I really don't. This the sequel is almost 3 hours long.
Right, yeah.
We have to justify that length. And if they're going to make another film, and they might want to because money, I just don't think that's something we need to explore, really. You all know I'm not a big horror fan. I'm not super, super into horror movies. But even my friend who loves it and is so excited, has Pennywise stuff all over her house, which makes me feel bad in my stomach. She even is like, it's a 3-hour movie. We shouldn't do more of that. I don't want to have like a Scorpion King of Pennywise. And
a Scorpion King of Pennywise. Yeah, I love that. That's a great analogy.
I'm not into it.
Well, what do you guys think about that? Like, again, forget the idea that, what if it makes like 1.5 billion? Yeah. That aside for a second. Just in general, do you think the idea of exploring more Pennywise? I think Andy's right. There is a lot of opportunity there, but with the character Pennywise, should you do more? Maybe you all think yes. Jump down to the comments section below and let me know what you guys think about that.